Hello, Brendan Rigney here. A little web exclusive follow-up to the interview. I still have with me Anson. I didn't let him go, keeping him captive here. We're going to talk a little bit more about Campus Movie Fest and some movies. I want you, if you could just paint me a picture here, Anson,
Okay.
of your experience out in Los Angeles, because you got to go out there for winning here in Philadelphia, Campus Movie Fest. You got a chance to go out to LA and see some of the other films from around the country. If you want to just briefly describe to me that experience and maybe talk to me about some of the other movies that you were exposed to out there made by other students.
Okay, first thing, landed there and weather was perfect. Perfect.
It's California. It should be perfect.
But you think here in Philly, it's like, no, it's 1,000 times better there. And it's always a cool 75 to 80 degrees. And I say cool because there's no humidity.
That is amazing.
Yeah, just soak that in.
Take me there. Can you take me there next time you go out there?
Oh, of course, definitely.
Are you patronizing me?
Anyway, okay, so let's see, what else? Yeah, so weather was nice, and just the area itself. There's a lot of culture there, which is really nice. And so there's a lot of people with different walks of life that you can see just pretty much anywhere in LA. And there's so many different small different parts of LA which you can go and just explore and have a good time. And in terms of the movies that we saw, there were some really good ones and some really bad ones.
Can you tell me about the bad ones?
The bad ones, okay.
Can you tell me about the bad ones real quick?
Just there were a few that didn't win, but that I saw that I was just like, really? Like that? Why? Okay, but it was just like the shots weren't good, story was not good, and it was just a school where somehow people decided to just make a movie or not even a movie. I don't even know what it was, but it's okay.
Can you give me the oddest story out of the movies that you saw out there? The oddest story. Can you remember? I mean, I know it's been a couple months.
Okay, there's a music video. It actually did very well, and I enjoyed it. It was a music video about not wearing pants. And so they pretty much just talked about, or they sung about not wearing pants, and they even had one part of it where a guy was dancing and he had actually nothing on. But it was blurred out, of course.
I mean, I hope so.
But it was funny. So that won best soundtrack. But it's very catchy actually. Yeah.
Oh,
the show after the show. Yeah.
I mean, you could sing it to me right now if you wanted to.
Yeah, I don't really sing.
That's okay. I don't want to take you out of your comfort zone too much already than I already have. It's funny that you bring up ideas for movies, and by you I mean me. And that's because I'm here to pitch you a couple of movie ideas.
Are you? All right. Okay.
So I'm just gonna start throwing some ideas at you.
Okay.
And I want to see what you think of them. Okay?
All right, let's go.
Okay. A love affair between two clowns.
Okay, that's not bad. They were both in a traveling circus together, and they were friends to begin with, and then over time they had feelings for each other. Then another clown came into the picture.
There's a third clown?
There's a third clown.
Oh my word.
Yeah, and then they got tangled up, and so there's a balance between, and there's a conflict between the new clown and the old clown, and then that is another story that's in line with how the whole circus does in a whole, the traveling circus. And so is it gonna be substantial?
I said one sentence to you, and you just made an entire story out of that.
Is it gonna be substantial?
You should do improv.
Listen,
why aren't you doing improv?
Listen, I'm not done yet.
Oh my.
So is it gonna be substantial? Is the circus gonna continue in travel? Because this is the 21st century, and so who goes to a traveling circus? But I mean, there are a few people, yes. But so you have that, and then you have that love affair. So you've got two different stories that coincide, and then they just continue on. And then it leaves you with a cliffhanger at the end. And,
well, you don't know who ends up with who?
You could finish up. I mean, so it could either go two ways. One would be the original clowns end up together and the circus goes on, or you could have even four stories. Either the two original clowns end up happy, or the clown and the old clown and the new clown end up happy, or it's the reverse of that for each one, and then whether the circus is good or ends up progressing, or it just dies out. For
titles,
okay.
I have one. This is the only one. I'm not going to compromise on this. The name of the
tough.
movie is romantic comedy.
We're
gonna move on. Yeah, I don't want to hear you critique my stuff anymore.
No, wait, that's the
title. That's the title of the film, romantic comedy.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
really?
Yeah,
no,
I thought you wanted me to give.
Blush.
I thought you wanted me to give a title. I was like,
no, that is the name of the movie.
Is
romantic comedy.
Okay.
Because it speaks on so many levels, and by that I mean specifically one, possibly a second one.
Okay. I can see that.
So here's my next one. Nowadays we see a lot of either sequels or reboots or reimagining of old things.
Yeah.
What if we did a gritty retelling of Humpty Dumpty starring Christopher Walken, directed by Quentin Tarantino?
That'd be impressive.
Would that be impressive?
That would be
Wait,
impressive.
I need like the gritty twist. Like, why does Humpty Dumpty fall off the wall? Is he pushed off? You know, like,
or he does it to get away from something inside of him that's like taking over.
An existential crisis.
Yes, it's something like that.
Oh my word!
Because I feel like Quentin Tarantino would do something like that. Definitely. It's not something easy you're gonna figure out in the first like hour and a half. No. In the last 10 minutes is when you understand like what's actually going on. So maybe in the very beginning he dies, then it like works backwards, or not? Doesn't even work backwards. You see the last 10 minutes of the film. So when he falls off, and then in the beginning it just goes through his walk of life.
How are you doing this right now? I literally wrote these ideas down. I spent 2 seconds thinking of these ideas last night and wrote an entire list, and you are just expounding on them.
Just crushing it. I'm sorry.
You're doing amazing. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of a speed round right now. You're just gonna give me yes or no's.
Okay.
I'm going to just start saying ideas, and you're gonna say yes or no to these ideas.
Okay.
All right. Okay. An animated biopic on Steve Buscemi. That's a no. 50 Shades of Hay. It's about horses.
There's a comedy? No, I wouldn't watch that.
50 Shades of Tay, as in Tay Diggs.
Tay Diggs?
Do you not know who Tay Diggs is?
I do not.
Oh my word.
No,
okay.
I'm sorry.
Goldilocks,
Yes,
starring
already.
Mick Jagger.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And this is my personal favorite. It's a live-action Powerpuff Girls, starring Betty White, Miley Cyrus, Lindsay Lohan, and The Rock is the professor. And Samuel L. Jackson is Mojo Jojo.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
And this is my last one. I need to throw this one in here. We're gonna redo Lord of the Rings, and Cody Barr is Frodo, and each of the hobbits.
Could we make her a golem?
We're gonna stop right there. We're gonna stop it right there before we get into this anymore, because we could spend another half hour hashing that out. Tune in to LTV News. I'll be sure to post more web exclusives with Anson and other guests throughout the season. So thanks for watching, and stay friendly.